are testing the refrigerant levels of a Carrier rooftop unit. I'm going to show you where to put your temperature sensors, where to hook up your hoses, and how to read the chart. You want to hook the blue hose to the bigger line coming off the compressor. This is the suction side of the compressor. The red hose needs to go to the discharge line of the compressor. That's the small line. So it's actually high pressure, high temperature gas going through this point, but it's the same pressure as the rest of the condenser. So the temperature probe should be connected on the suction side right off the compressor. That's coming directly back from the evaporator. The liquid line temperature probe needs to go on the liquid line, the small line, after the condensing coils. So it goes through the condensing coils first, turns it back to a liquid, and that line is also the line with the filter dryer on it, so you can easily identify it. While we're waiting on the pressures to equalize, there's two things that you need to do before you can start checking your pressures. One, on especially a 410 system, is let it run for at least 10 minutes. That way the pressures can start to equalize and you actually get a true reading. The other thing is to make sure that your airflow is good, make sure that your belts are tight, make sure that you don't have any ice on the coil, make sure your filters are clean, make sure your coils on your evaporator are clean. Otherwise, you will not get a very good reading, and thus it'll throw off the charge. It might look like it's too low, but it'll actually be fine if you have an air restriction. The same thing for the condensing coils. You want to make sure that they're clean and both fans are running, because that'll actually make it look like it's overcharged. The pressures will be a lot higher on the high side than they would otherwise be. That way you can start to look at the actual charge instead of having to worry about if something else is throwing it off. Alright, we are pretty much equalized out. It's bouncing around a little bit, but not that much. So we're going to go over to our charging chart. It wants our outdoor temperature, which is about 85 right now this morning. And then we want to look at our suction line temperature, which we have right here, 72. So we take those two lines, so 72 up to 85, and we'll take that over, and that should be right around 145 PSI suction pressure, which we're at 136. So go up and then go over 6. So that puts us below the line of 85, which means it's low on refrigerant. So anything below that line you need to add, anything above the line you need to subtract. So add refrigerant, take refrigerant out. So I'm going to do that, and unfortunately with 410A you have to do it a little bit at a time. So you take some out and then you wait for 10 minutes and see what it looks like after the pressures equalize. And if you do this enough, you'll kind of learn over time how much to take out versus where it is on the chart, roughly. And that's just practice. So I'm going to do that real quick and then I'll come back. Alright, we are back. Pressure is 138, temperature is 74. So we go 74 up to that fourth bar, and that takes us over to 140. So that's just about perfect. So, and that's how you read a chart, charging chart, how you hook up your gauges, where to put the sensors. Any questions, just leave in comments and I will answer. Appreciate it. Thanks.